This week in Ohio Country Today, we're featuring Buckeye Farm Antiques' 14th annual Tractor Fun Run. I want to give a big thanks to Ron Fisher, Dave Cook, and Mark Howell for helping us put this on, and also Jerry Will. We shot most of this video on his beautiful farm there in Salina. We'll also have stories from Farm Science Review, all that and more this week in Ohio Country Today.
Welcome to the 30-second tour of your local Poet plant. Local producers sell us tons of their grain. We grind it, mix it with water and special enzymes. The result is fermented, distilled, and dehydrated until it's 200 proof alcohol. Corn oil is extracted, and protein and nutrients are condensed, dried, and turned into animal feed, bringing our tour to an end with high-protein feed and cleaner-burning high-octane fuel. Visit poet.com to learn more.
United Equity Inc. is your locally owned farm-based cooperative. For agronomic services, we offer seed and a full line of dry and liquid fertilizer, as well as soil sampling by soil type, grid, or management zone to best utilize your fertilizer application. Call us to discuss agronomic services customized for you. Reach your best yields with United Equity, serving Allen, Auglaize, Mercer, Putnam, and Van Wert counties. Visit us on the web at unitedequityinc.com.
Hug hills, valleys, and uneven terrain this harvest with the MacDon FD1 series, available at your local Apple Farm Service. Flex and float over uneven terrain with Flex Float technology. Adjust the Feed Max X system to match your combine's performance capabilities. Grab lodged crops with the tight 4-inch wheel finger spacing, and stay in the cab longer with the optional in-cab side draper speed control. The MacDon FD1 series, available at your local Apple Farm Service.
Sinus problems and headaches? Have a sneaking suspicion there's mold lurking about? With over 20 years in business, you can trust the professionals at EarthSafe Ozone. They will test, inspect, and treat your home or office, eliminating mold, mildew, fungus, and bacteria. It's time to put an end to pesky mold. Call 419-227-0303 to schedule your mold spore test today.
Welcome back to In Ohio Country Today. Big Dan Wilson alongside of Ron Fisher, and we're here at the farm of Jerry Will in beautiful Mercer County for this Buckeye Farm Antique Run, if you will. Tell us about the run today.
Well, this particular run is a 35-mile run, and we're running from New Bremen up here to Jerry Will's, and then we're going over by the lake and then back over to John Mueller's place. And we got about 3 or 4 stops. We'll eat a little lunch at the park over at Windy Point, and just an enjoyable day for us.
It really is, and some beautiful tractors. Tell us about some of the tractors that are part of this run today.
Well, most of them are all runners. As you can see, Jerry's got his out here, and boy, they're really nice and shiny, but these guys all got the tractors out here just for the entertainment. And they come about every year, and they do this, and we get a few new ones every year, and a few drop out, but at least they made it this far. We'll see whether we make it the rest of the way.
Well, again, this is just a lot of fun for any tractor enthusiast. And the cool thing is that you've got a real diverse age group behind the wheel of some of these tractors too, don't you?
Oh yes, that's the nice part about it. Maybe we'll have some young people come up and take these on. So anyway, and we've got some riders here that are pretty young, and so it makes for a good group of people. So.
You know what's exciting too are the people that come out to see it. Of course, we're here at the farm of Jerry Will, and the crowd that was here waiting on you guys was just tremendous. It's a beautiful farm here, and the stops that you're making today, tell us a little bit about where you started and where you're headed today.
Okay, well, we started in New Bremen at the gazebo there in New Bremen, and we've started there different times before. And now we're going, after we get past Jerry's here, we're going over to Joe Carafat's, which is on the other side on the east side of Montezuma on 219, right across from about where the school's at over there. And so from there on, we're going out to Windy Point, just make a loop out there, come around, eat a little dinner, and then we're circling back home again, which is a long haul again, over to John Mueller's out on the south side of St. Mary's, and he's going to have a bunch of combines out over there. By the way, Joe Carafat's another Alice Chalmers collector, and he's supposed to have something out. I've been there, but he hadn't dug it out yet, so we're going to all get surprised when we get there, I think. So
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be a fun day today, and it's something that you guys do on a regular basis. Is it annual or semi-annual. How often do you guys get together and do this?
We do this once a year, and this is September, the second Saturday in September. This is our run. We've done it for, I think, 13 years now, and so it's just kind of something we do. We'll see how long it lasts, but anyway, it's a fun run, and we try to be very safety conscious on us. We got the sheriff out here. He helps us out all the time, the Auglaize County Sheriff, and then we got the safety group from New Bremen who direct all our traffic. So, and I lead the pack, and all I have to do is drive. They take care of everything else, and they're a big part of our help for us. So we really appreciate that.
Let's talk about the connection to Buckeye Farm Antiques. You know, of course, we've been a part of that particular show when it was here in Auglaize County and now down in Shelby County. What's the connection with Buckeye Farm Antiques?
Well, the Buckeye Farm Antiques, Dave Cook and I are part of it, and the Buckeye Farm Antiques provide us with the coverage as far as insurance and so forth for our liability and so forth. As far they sanction this particular thing and help organize it. And there's a number of Buckeye Farm Antique members in here. Most of them are, but we got a few strangers in here too. But anyway, that's part of the organization, and one of the things we do with like combine days, we do some of that. We have all our functions, the show in May, swap meet in the fall, and this is just another one of our functions that we do. So,
you know, what's interesting too is that every guy that I've seen and every person that's here today has nothing but a big smile on their face. We do a lot of antique tractor features on our television show, but when you see an event like this, everybody enjoys it. What's the draw between these antiques and those who grew up on a farm?
Well, if you run your tractor and it makes it all the way here, you got to smile a little bit because you're running on a little luck. And so, because the embarrassment of not making it is not good either. So, but you'll notice even our group here, we got two guys that are on the follow-up and the Cook guys, and they're our mechanics, and they got tow bars and all the necessary things to drag us in if we have a little trouble. So it's normal that we have one or two, but you keep smiling, it goes a lot better. So, and the old stuff is just keeping it running is just a treat and a half. So,
yeah, some beautiful equipment and some beautiful people here today, and I can't tell you how much we appreciate you giving us this opportunity to feature you on our television show in Ohio Country today. Once again, my guest Ron Fisher from the Buckeye Farm Antique and this tractor run taking place here in parts of Auglaize and Mercer County today. Couldn't be any more prouder and have much more fun than what you guys are doing here today.
It's a beautiful day. Thank you very much. Hey, thanks for coming. We sure appreciate you, Dan. You're a surprise. You're a surprise. Thank you.
You're welcome. And we'll be back with more in Ohio Country today, right after this. Closed captioning paid for in part by the following. Are you looking to buy or sell farmland? Then work with a company that works for you. Ron Spencer Real Estate. Founded in 1975, Ron Spencer specializes in farmland, agricultural, and commercial real estate. Check him out on the web with 3 locations to serve you. Ron Spencer Real Estate at rsre.com. That's rsre.com. Allen Davis Insurance Agency in Wapakoneta and Minster is your solutions provider. You can trust the experienced professionals at Allen Davis Insurance to protect your assets. Call today and start saving money with multi-policy discounts and more for auto, home, life, business, recreational, total farm protection, and more. Call Allen Davis Insurance Agency in Wapakoneta and Minster. We are your solutions provider. Call 1-800-686-20. S&S Volvo is your locally owned heavy-duty truck dealership in the area with a full line of Volvo and Isuzu trucks. We offer Volvo, Isuzu, Cummins, and GM parts and service weekdays until midnight until 4:30 p.m. on Saturdays. We also have leasing and rental options to meet your needs. We have the expertise to get and keep you on the road. Stop by at 2600 St. John's Road or visit us at ssvolvo.com to see our wide selection of new and used truck inventory.
I'm Terry McClure, a fifth-generation soybean farmer. Farming can be tough, but we have the Ohio Soybean Council investing farmers' dollars to find new uses for soybeans. Their research helps develop better beans for livestock, poultry, and for people. It also helps create new products like soy-based cleaning supplies and paint cartridges, plus cleaner-burning soy biodiesel. Soybeans are Ohio's #1 agricultural export. To learn more, visit soyohio.org.
Hello once again, everybody. We're visiting with Kath Ann Kress. Kath Ann is the Vice President of Agricultural Administration and the Dean of the College of Food, Agriculture, and Environmental Sciences.
We don't make it easy.
You know what? I don't think that anybody here at Farm Science Review is making it easy for you. You just told me what all you have done so far. It's the middle of the day, and you've done enough work for the whole week.
Well, not quite. But yeah, I love getting out here early and welcoming all of the people who are coming. I've been out here since about 6:30 or so this morning, especially this morning with welcoming everybody for the first time, opening the gates. Just really wanted the opportunity to be here, check on a number of our exhibits. I was out at our agronomic plots, making sure everything looked good, visiting with a lot of our extension faculty who are here doing a whole range of educational programs, checked in at the 4-H tent, see how that was going. Everything has just been terrific. And then I just came from hosting a lunch that the governor spoke at and that our own President Michael Drake from the university also spoke at, and with about 600 of my closest friends, as we say. So it's just been a great day so far. We couldn't have asked for more with the weather. It's just absolutely lovely, and the parking lots are full. There's a lot of great programming going on both today and then tomorrow and Thursday. So we hope people will come on out and see what great information is here that can help them with their own farm and their operations and everything else. So,
well, I believe last year when we talked, you hadn't had a chance to be here a full year yet, but this year you've had a full year to get ready for the Farm Science Review. How has that extra year sort of impacted what you think about this event?
Well, I think one of the things that helps tremendously when you've been in a state a little longer, one, you learn the agriculture better, right? Because I came from Iowa, and even though it's the Midwest, there's some remarkable differences in the agriculture of Iowa and the agriculture here in Ohio. We have much greater diversity here, so I've had a chance to kind of get up to speed on that. The other is that you get to know the people so much better, right? And it's our community in our industry that makes a big difference, and I'm very fortunate now to count many of them among my good friends. And so it helps when you build that network. You have a much greater understanding of what's going on. The governor appointed me to a couple of different commissions this year that really helped me to get a better understanding. I'm on the Soil and Water Conservation Commission, and of course all with the water quality issues. That's been a great way to get involved with that and try to be helpful with our research. I'm also on the Livestock Care Standards Board, and then just recently on the Ohio Expo Commission, and I love the State Fair and love being a part of that event too.
Well, you're talking about a lot of tradition when you, just what you have said about all those commissions and all the people that you have visited. When you see something like that, that has to make you happy knowing that, well, tradition really bodes success, and you want to keep that going.
Oh, absolutely. You know, what I'm always thinking about all the time is, one, how do we build on the tradition and the legacy, but how do we also build for the future? You know, this year we're celebrating the 150th birthday of Ohio State University. It's sesquicentennial, which means we're also celebrating the birthday of our college because we're the Cornerstone College. Ohio State started as Ohio A&M, Agriculture and Mechanics. And so we think a lot about the past and the legacy we build on, but we keep our eye on the future and how we're going to make sure that everything we're doing will make sure that Ohio continues to thrive.
And we also think of President Abraham Lincoln and the land grant system that he initiated, and Ohio State with this college that you're the dean of plays a very strong impact, has a very strong impact on the entire university, on the entire state of Ohio.
Well, I think about that every single day, to be honest. We really take pride in our land grant. We take pride in being responsive to Ohioans and serving this state. We're really proud of all of the work we do, whether it's educating our students, whether it's serving our producers, our farmers, whether it's helping our legislators to solve these complex problems like water quality. Whatever it is, we believe that we're there to be a resource and an asset to the state of Ohio.
And then by being appointed to the Ohio Expo position, that has to be, the governor, as you told me, gave you a lot of time to get ready for that. What, a couple of weeks?
Well, no, it was about a week beforehand, but I was thrilled. I love state fairs. I think it's both a great place to exhibit and bring people together and help them understand the food and agricultural system. It's a great place for 4-H and FFAers to come and have a great opportunity to share the projects that they've worked on. And it's just a great way to educate people about what we do. So with our friends at Farm Bureau and at Nationwide, we redid the Hort building and had really interactive exhibits. You could come in and you could extract DNA from strawberries. You could fly drones. We called it our Land and Living exhibit, and it was fabulous. But we also had kind of another little special event that I added in this year at the State Fair, and we are so grateful to all of our friends and partners who came out and made it such a success. But I decided to host a Dean's Charity Steer Show this year at the fair. The idea was we wanted to raise money for the Ronald McDonald House of Central Ohio because they do so much to keep families together at a really tough time in their lives. We also thought it'd be a great way to showcase 4-H by matching up 4-Hers and their steers with celebrity exhibitors who many had never seen a steer before in their life, and actually some of them didn't even know what a steer was. And we also thought it'd be a great way to make agriculture a little more visible to people who maybe don't think about us a whole lot. So it was a great day. Virgil Strickler, the general manager at the fair, told me on Tuesday afternoon with the barns empty that I shouldn't get my hopes up too high about our attendance, but we ended up filling the Voinovich Center. 1,000 people were there. We live streamed it. 8,000 people watched on live stream, and I'm really proud to say that we raised $152,000, all going to the Ronald McDonald House. We had great partners with not only the Expo Commission, but the Ohio Cattlemen's were great partners of ours, as well as Ohio Credit Union. They all were just terrific in coming out and really making it a successful day. And I was able to recruit a lot of friends to come. Clark Kellogg won Best Steer, for example. Senator Bob Peterson took Best Showmanship. He was a bit of a ringer. He didn't tell us he had that much experience, but that was great. And then Adam Sharp with Farm Bureau won People's Choice. He had a whole lot of his Farm Bureau friends there helping with that one. But we had a great day for agriculture, a great day for 4-H, and a great day to support the Ronald McDonald House.
Well, by talking with you, I was a little tired before we started. I've got all kinds of energy now.
Good.
So one of the things I want to ask you is, with school starting, we think of the students once again, besides the football team.
Yeah.
We think of the students, and those students, I know for the last so many years, every single new class was just a little bit higher. I don't want to say quality, more learned, maybe.
Well, what we see is that we continue at Ohio State to have students who have higher ACT scores, whose grades coming in are often, their GPA is a bit higher. But we're also really concerned about access as well. So we continue to look across the portfolio of also what kinds of experiences they have, what else are they bringing to the table than just their grades. In particular, one of the areas we're working on in the college is I think the 4-H program is a great college prep program that doesn't get full credit for it. So we're trying to look at if we could take the senior years of 4-H and have that be something like College Credit Plus, so those students could get credit for all that work. We have young people in 4-H for like 6 or 8 years, and I think they should get more credit for that and be part of the portfolio that gets considered as they try to go on to college. So we're looking forward to being able to do something like that too.
I can hear the applause behind the camera right now, so that's really great. Once again, thank you for being with us. We appreciate that. If folks want to contact you directly? What's the best way for them to do that?
Well, probably the best way for them to reach any of us in the college is you just go on our website. If you look up OSU and you just put in agriculture, you'll find us and you'll find me pretty quickly. The other thing you can do is we have 88 county extension offices that are part of our college throughout the state. Walk into any of them and just tell them you want to talk to Dean Kress, and I'm sure they'll help you find me. So,
very good.
Great.
Kath
Thank you.
Ann Kress has been our guest. Thanks for being with us. And stay with us, back with more right after this.
S&S Volvo is your locally owned heavy-duty truck dealership in the area with a full line of Volvo and Isuzu trucks. We offer Volvo, Isuzu, Cummins, and GM parts and service weekdays until midnight until 4:30 p.m. on Saturdays. We also have leasing and rental options to meet your needs. We have the expertise to get and keep you on the road. Stop by at 2600 St. John's Road or visit us at ssvolvo.com to see our wide selection of new and used truck inventory.
Hug hills, valleys, and uneven terrain this harvest with the MacDon FD1 series, available at your local Apple Farm Service. Flex and float over uneven terrain with Flex Float technology. Adjust the FeedMax X system to match your combine's performance capabilities. Grab lodged crops with the tight 4-inch wheel finger spacing, and stay in the cab longer with the optional in-cab side draper speed control. The MacDon FD1 series, available at your local Apple Farm Service.
Hello once again, everybody. At the Farm Science Review, you know, it's funny who you run into maybe year after year. We talked with Mark Bodiger, Extension in Hardin County last year, and Mark, we were talking a little bit about some of the nitrogen placement that you were studying. Well, this year's another year, and you've been a busy guy, but you're not doing some of the things that you did last year.
Right.
Can you bring us up to date? Weather, a big problem early on.
Yes, it was. Originally, we had plans to do several trials this year, but with the wet weather this spring, it delayed our planting, and it got so late that we decided that we would forego the studies this year in our nitrogen timing research because we want to have good data, and we didn't want to sacrifice that by having a questionable year.
Now, by delaying it that way for another year, does that skew the results you're going to be getting?
I don't believe so, as long as we have a typical production year. In most research, we like to do 3 years of research before we go out, and we do a lot of presentations and as well as any possible publication of research data.
Well, just because you're not doing that again this year, you've still been a busy guy, and in fact, just came back from a conference. Was that Chicago you mentioned?
No, actually that was Fort Wayne, Indiana, and that was the National Association of County Ag Agents. And we had our national conference, and I did an e-fields presentation on some of the other research that I've been doing, and that was in soybean seeding rate populations.
Okay, and what kind of results have you gotten from that?
Well, actually what we're finding is a lot of people actually seeding at too high of populations.
Oh.
And so we're recommending that we lower the rates of seeding populations, depending on soil types, and down to about 120,000 seeds per acre. And you can still get a good stand. It depends on the soil. Of course, you want to make sure that you get the seeds up in the spring, but we found that you can get the same yields with the lower rates of seeds and still economically turn the profit with a lower seeding rate than a lot of people are out there seeding at.
And of course, farmers want to find as many inputs as they can find to lower the cost of those inputs, and that would certainly be a help.
Yes, it would. Seed inputs is a high percentage of the production budget. So if we can cut back in seed costs, that'll be one place where we can tighten the belt and hopefully make these soybean and corn operations a little bit more profitable.
Okay, you mentioned the corn along with the beans, and you've done some studies on those rates as well.
Yes, I have. Early on, I did a corn population study as well. That's been a few years ago. I've only done 1 year of research with that, but with the soybeans I have done both comparison of 15-inch rows versus 30-inch rows, and then we've tested up to 6 different seeding rates.
When you go around and go to various conferences and meet with a lot of farmers like you're doing at the Farm Science Review this year, what's the reaction that you get from the farmers? Are they surprised, or do they tell you, well, I thought that all along?
Well, a lot of them are a little skeptical at first, especially if we come to them, we say, that you're planting at a higher rate than you need to be. Or maybe you're putting on more nitrogen on your corn than what you really need to. But our main job is to educate, and all we're doing is reporting on the research that we're doing, that I'm doing out in Hardin County, and sharing the results, and that's what I'm doing today. And what we would recommend is that they, try this in one of their fields, work with their county extension educator, and see if that works on their farm. Sometimes we get varying results because of soil types and drainage and other factors, but all you can do is try it and see if it works for you.
Well, Mark, how do some of our viewers that are watching now, how do they get that information from all those trials that you're talking about?
Well, one of the ways, you might have noticed when you came into the Farm Science Review show today, they had the eFields book out there. This year we have printed and distributed 10,000 of those books around the state, throughout the United States, and even some have went to Brazil, I know. Compared to before, it's 2017 book, there were 2,500 copies out there. And that doesn't even begin to account for the digital versions that have been downloaded on the internet. So that's one place where you can look for these studies in these eFields books, which will come out in January. And the other place is if you go to agcrops.osu.edu, you look for on-farm research, and there's a map of the state of Ohio, and you can click on whatever county you're interested in, and then the studies that have been submitted and peer-reviewed from those particular counties will come up for your review.
Very good. Mark Boetticher has been our guest, Extension Hardin County. Mark, thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Gary. It's always a pleasure to talk to you.
Allen Davis Insurance Agency in Wapakoneta and Minster is your solutions provider. You can trust the experienced professionals at Allen Davis Insurance to protect your assets. Call today and start saving money with multi-policy discounts and more for auto, home, life, business, recreational, total farm protection, and more. Call Allen Davis Insurance Agency in Wapakoneta and Minster. We are your solutions provider. Call 1-800-686-2148.
Sinus problems and headaches? Have a sneaking suspicion there's mold lurking about? With over 20 years in business, you can trust the professionals at EarthSafe Ozone. They will test, inspect, and treat your home or office, eliminating mold, mildew, fungus, and bacteria. It's time to put an end to pesky mold. Call 419-227-0303 to schedule your mold spore test today.
Hey, that's going to do it for this week's edition of In Ohio Country Today. For more information, as always, you can check us out on the web at inohiocountry.com. We have a Facebook account. We also have a YouTube channel and more. And as I mentioned, check us out on inohiocountry.com. Have a good day, everybody.